Oh, hey guys, look, we got a brand new trailer for The Mandalorian and Grogu, the first look into the next Star Wars and the first Star Wars movie since 2019. Imagine that, right? Because it's interesting, because The Mandalorian, it first started off back in 2019, the last time, and when The Rise of Skywalker was heading into theaters to wrap up that super successful. If you take a look at the opinions of some people, it made $1 billion, therefore it's a good movie. So yeah, the incredibly successful sequel trilogy, all three movies made over $1 billion. So yeah, how can you doubt the quality of that? Both of those projects picking up at the exact same time, and now that one is going to be heading back to the theaters as a means of reviving Star Wars as a movie brand, it's definitely going to serve as a reminder to Lucasfilm of one thing. Okay, not that Star Wars is a cinematic franchise and that pouring it out over the past 6 years on your streaming service has done nothing but damage your brand as opposed to bolster it. You're going to realize that if you wanted to make this movie, you probably should have done it in 2020 or 2021, because when this thing comes out, and I'm going to say it right now, makes between $300 or $400 million, you're only going to have yourselves to blame for it, because dropping this trailer on like a Monday with zero fanfare, and even at this point in time, 7.2 million views, but you take a look at the replies, right? And it's got all of the corporate weirdos that are in it. Okay, Xbox UK, Pizza Hut, and then you go down and it's just a bunch of shill accounts afterwards. So it's very interesting. I'm just also wondering, right, because we'll watch the trailer because there's really not much to it. In fact, I can probably put it on in the background over here on YouTube, because it's not really translating just the actual apathy that's going on in regards to this trailer, because it's not very good. There's like 2 lines of dialogue. One is spoken by, is that supposed to be Babu Frick? Hey, I think it's at least, that same type of critter. And Pedro just mutters like one word. But it's a pretty bad trailer, all things considered. But the ratio, well, it's not doing great. Okay, all things considered, over here on YouTube. And yeah, okay, so 100,000 now. Yeah, it just boosted up. But yeah, 100,000 upvotes, but 23,000 downvotes. That's not great, all things considered. Okay, and to be completely honest, it's literally music that's on underneath. But okay, I guess Disney is kind of good when it comes to music, and I might as well throw it up to let everybody look at the visuals here, because some of it looks good, some of the puppet work looks a little bit sketchy, but it's definitely a step up in production value, not even just from Mandalorian Season 3, which by the time this comes out, it'll be a 3-year gap between that dumpster fire and the release of this movie, and 6 full years since this was actually a hot property. And then also, yeah, another Pedro Pascal movie after the fantastic flop came out, and already drove home the idea that this guy is not a leading actor. But let's take a look, right? Okay. Oh, look at that! Oh my God, baby Grogu being cute. You got the scope. All right. Babu Frick, hey, he has, oh no, there were droid mechanics in Season 3, Episode 1 of Season 3, when they were trying to repair the IG unit. That ended up becoming the first fetch quest, that ended up being overarching plot for the season, but it really didn't much matter because Mando wanted to repair the one IG unit. Then they just ended up using him as an exoskeleton for baby Grogu to pilot. But what everybody else is also pointing out, we'll get back to the sewer, because how apropos your first Star Wars movie trailer in years has images of a shit cistern. I think it's perfect. But last time we seen Mandalorian, he was piloting a Naboo starfighter. How'd the Razor Crest get back? Okay, how'd that happen? But okay, yeah, jumping ahead. Okay, I don't need to see the fucking puppet with a scope again. We can do without that. But yeah, okay. So I'm sneaking into somewhere. But look at the puppet. The puppet's, oh my God, we got Ripley. What is she gonna be? Mother for the stupid Amy Sedaris Tatooine mechanic? Or is she gonna be the face for, because we've seen a leaked plot synopsis or some rumors as to what the fuck this movie's actually gonna be about, and is she gonna be like an intermediary for one of those lesser known Hutts? Like, don't know. And honestly, if she's written as well as everybody else, it really doesn't fucking much matter. She's not gonna have a character anyways. But oh look, the baby's going to be cute again. She looks like she's got like rebel badges or new, what they call it, New Empire? Not New Empire, sorry, New Republic. Oh, the sound cue. Okay, a bunch of stupid action.
Impressive.
That's literally the first 54 seconds into a 1 minute 34 second trailer, and Mando goes, impressive. Wow, wow. We've had more of those stupid cues than dialogue spoken. This is gonna suck a dick. Because we have seen, like, yeah, some of the framing, some of the shots look better, but it's a lot of Baby Grogu doing Baby Grogu type shit and fucking nonsense action, which we're gonna get to the worst of it. Oh, good, he got his rifle back. That's been missing since season 2. Was it even in season 2? Anyway. That doesn't look very good. But okay, here's this, like, why do you have AT-ATs on the side of a fucking cliff? Oh, because AT-ATs were on Hoth, and we're on a cold planet. It's probably Hoth because people remember Hoth. Fuck off. It does not look very good. On the edge of a fucking cliff, and you got okay, cool, and you got probably, like, that looks like a knockoff 1950 monster movie logo. Like, it's so fucking dumb, man. I understand that, you know, Star Wars is like a cereal. Oh, you shot it.
Good shot, baby.
Oh my god. Bro, this shit, like, fucking, it just looks like cobbled together, hollowed out version of any of the other Mandalorian seasons. It's probably, yeah, it's probably not going to have a suddenly pterodactyl scene. It's probably not going to have a big stupid, well, several. It'll probably have a couple of stupid big creatures. Some of those feckless Mandos will just shoot at, or maybe, you know, when you're staring down like a 3-ton beast, you think that you can go ahead and shoot a grappling hook into it and you can go ahead and bring it to heel. But there's going to be a bunch of mindless action. There's going to be a bunch of stupid Baby Yoda doing dumb Baby Yoda things, and maybe Pedro Pascal will be able to say, "This is the way," more times in this movie than in any particular season. But even noting the YouTube ratio, which could be a little bit different, you take a look at the comments, and I think that probably speaks a little bit more as to what people are expecting with this movie. Somehow the Razor Crest returns, yeah, to 16,000 upvotes going, yeah, do you think even Disney remembers that shit? It's been how long since Mando got the Naboo Starfighter in the book of Boba Fett? But yes, Disney executives, everybody's, yes, talking about Jimmy Kimmel. Look, a shiny new Star Wars movie. Yeah, because they dropped this trailer first, and then they had their, well, we'll get to their groveling statement here in the next video. Canceling a Disney Plus, this is the way. Ooh, remember AT-ATs? Ooh, yes, I remember. Just the look. Oh, this looks like one episode of the show. I'll go ahead and give them a little bit of credit. It looks like at least the action scenes from 3 episodes just slapped together as nonsensical as they would have been otherwise. Those huge droids will definitely be fighting Cal in the next Jedi. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, because look forward to next thing. Title card looks like an Angry Birds animation. Yeah, exactly. But interesting, right? Because for everybody that was over the weekend, right? Oh, we're gonna go ahead. We're boycotting Disney. We're canceling our Disney Plus subscriptions until Jimmy Kimmel gets. Oh no, right? Because we don't actually care about that stuff, and that happened like days ago, right? But the Mandalorian and Grogu trailer releases 3 days late, so this was supposed to come out ahead of the weekend. Well, that might have made for better conversation, because even when you guys watch this video, like the trailer just came out yesterday, but it's so infinitely forgettable. Like, I played all but what, like 2 seconds at the end where I would have told you buy tickets for IMAX and shit like that. There's nothing. I'll link you the trailer if you for whatever reason want to watch more of it, but there's nothing there. There's nothing to get excited about. You're reintroducing this character that hasn't been on screen in 3 years, and also hasn't been appreciated by the same people that told you that Luke Skywalker was a good idea in 5 years. Okay, because for whatever reason, Mandalorian Season 2 still has some kind of a reputation, but he was in the book of Boba Fett. Nobody defends that shit. Mandalorian Season 3, an abomination. Not as bad as, probably not as bad as Ahsoka. It's definitely not as bad as the Acolyte was. But even still, like, just YouTube views on the trailer, 4.7 million views in 15 hours. Like, that's pretty decent. But this is Star Wars, okay? I don't really think 8 months from now people are going to give a shit about this. Disney and Lucasfilm have, yes, released the first trailer for Mando and Grogu, and the trailer was reportedly supposed to come out on Friday, but current events surrounding the suspension of Jimmy Kimmel made the Mouse House hesitate. Disney's decision to hold back the Mando and Grogu trailer late last week wasn't random. According to multiple reports, the trailer was supposed to premiere on Friday, but the studio quietly paused with the fallout of the Jimmy Kimmel suspension grew louder. Kimmel was pulled off the air, but yeah, that's not relevant anymore. But let's go ahead and see what we missed, because I don't really think that I did miss all that much. There might be a couple of like EU cameos in the background, but who the fuck cares, man? It's so superficial bullshit. And that's all that's going to be praised about this. Oh my god, the baby was doing the baby things, and I got to hear the wee woo sound. Comments were dominated by calls for boycotts or recycled Jimmy Kimmel talking points. Instead, fans zeroed in on Pedro Pascal's return, speculated about Sigourney Weaver's mysterious and celebrated mysterious character or role, whatever, and celebrated Grogu's big screen leap. But I suppose the only celebrity tie-up that is relevant to the Jimmy Kimmel situation, and perhaps could lead into the idea that this was supposed to release on Friday, but then they had to clear up that situation and then ended up dropping it on Monday, was that Pedro Pascal decided to throw his hat in the ring in support of a Jimmy Kimmel's week-long paid vacation. And so that could have caused a little bit of a problem, but overall, I think the only thing that's going to be more of a problem for Pedro is when this film flops at the theaters, because holy shit, man. This film could have made a lot of money if it would have came out not long after the sequel trilogy, because the way that the people were praising Mando Season 1 and Season 2 is this is real Star Wars. It could have picked up that baton, that very dented, rusted, and busted baton from the sequel trilogy, and it could have captured a much larger audience. It wouldn't have been good, don't get that twisted, but it could have done something. But instead, it's going to be coming out, and it's going to serve as a reminder of just how poorly Disney has handled Star Wars, how Lucasfilm has lost the plot, and how Pedro Pascal is a fucking dork. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.